Welcome guys to another call for the SEOmethod.com. We're extremely lucky and privileged today to be joined by Mike Koenigs. For those of you who don't know, he's been in the game for years, and I suppose he's literally been in the game because he got his start making the first games and got known for making the first branded CD-ROM game. He's consulted for some Fortune 500 companies, including Sony, 20th Century Fox, Domino's, worked with Deepak Chopra, Tony Robbins, and more recently in the internet marketing world, he's known for his service Traffic Geyser, which really does make up a large part of the SEO method. So just like to welcome Mike to the call. You there, Mike?
I absolutely am. Thanks for having me, Jave.
It's a pleasure. I've got a series of questions that my listeners are eager to listen to, so I'll dive straight in. And I know you've got a really strong background in both video marketing and also just really online marketing. When you're first starting up a new website, how do you drive traffic to a website when you first set it up?
Okay, well, there's always two primary methods, of course. There's the paid method and then there's the free method, or what we call organic traffic. So if we're starting at square one, that's what it's all about. You're either doing paid ads in some way or another or partnerships. And then in my case, my specialty is getting organic and using video and more specifically social media to do it, because video is a huge part of this. But I always tell people, if you really want to take advantage of getting a massive amount of social media / video traffic / organic, you've got to look at this like spokes on a wheel. And the main things that everyone needs to understand is, A, Google rewards you for frequent, relevant content. So I often get people saying, hey, well, I put a video up 3 months ago and I don't get any traffic. And you know, would anyone ever expect to put an ad in a little magazine in a small town 1,000 miles from you and expect to get any traffic or to get regular traffic? The answer is no. You know, anyone who builds a business does this on a frequent, ongoing basis. That's number one. Number two, you know, you've got to create relevant content. In other words, you can't be talking about snail collecting to hunters, for example. It's just a mismatch. So in our case, what I teach people to do is create simple short videos that range in anywhere from 30 seconds to 3.5 minutes. It turns out that the average viewer on YouTube watches videos that are about 3.5 minutes long each on average, and they spend an average of 27 minutes per session watching videos. So what you want to do then is you want to name these videos that you make the same things that people are searching for. So if you're smart, what you're going to do is use some tools like we recommend Hexatracker, and another one is Marketer Samurai. Two really good tools. Of course, you can use the free tools from Google as well. Do some keyword research on whatever topic it is that you are focused on generating traffic for. So the key is answer some simple questions. Name your videos the same things that people are searching for. There are some tricks to determining where the competition is and that kind of thing. You submit them, and ideally, you're going to submit videos because it's the most popular content online to as many video sites as possible. You'd want to social bookmark those videos. So the social bookmarking sites grab me. You want to put them on social networking sites like Facebook and MySpace and Twitter. You'd also want to create podcasts out of them and submit those to podcast directories. If you're smart, you'd also put them on as many blogs as you could. And you'd transcribe your videos and turn them into articles. And you'd also turn those into blog content, and then you'd social bookmark the blogs. So it sounds like a lot of work, and that's really why I designed Traffic Geyser in the first place, because Traffic Geyser essentially automates that entire process. Stuff that would literally, if you had to do all this stuff, it'd take you about a week per video to submit to all the places that we go out to. And Traffic Geyser not only does all this stuff, but we pay very, very close attention to what Google's doing at any given time. So if we notice that Google's showing a tendency or a pattern of blocking organic listings when it sees a whole bunch of similar content from a lot of similar places, we'll vary the frequency that we actually submit your content so Google recognizes it as being unique. Okay. And the other thing that we do is we have a scheduler built in, so you could, maybe make 20 different short little videos, schedule each one to go out maybe a day or 2 days apart. So you effectively can blast your content and dominate keyword listings rapidly. The net result is when you use this basic formula, what winds up happening is not only do you dominate the organic listings, but because your content is going out to so many different authority sites in different orders, you'll frequently dominate like 4 or 5, 6, even 10 out of 10 listings on a top Google page, and Google won't see it as being duplicate, okay? So it's sort of a lot of authorities are pointing at you saying, hey, this is important stuff. So one thing that most people learn when they do paid versus organic search engine optimization is a paid listing is about a third likely, even less likely to get clicked on over an organic listing. So if you own a lot of organic listings on the top pages, you're going to get a lot more clicks. So I know that was a big mouthful and a lot of content, but this is a recording, so I hope your folks will be able to either have this transcribed or listen to it again.
I think, yeah, that was fantastic. You touched on a few really key points there, especially just giving Google what it is that they're looking for. That's absolutely key. One word that you mentioned as well, you used the word formula, and that triggered something for me that I know you're known for when it comes to actually generating the content, which is the 10 by 10 by 4 formula. And
yes.
Perhaps you could talk a little bit about that formula.
Yes. Well, the basic idea is any business, I'd say anyone, anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're an internet marketer. It doesn't matter if you're a chiropractor, a doctor, dentist, lawyer, or you're selling a product or service of any sort, or you have a hobby. You basically build a relationship with a visitor, a viewer, or a friend, or whoever it is by answering questions. And whenever those questions are being answered in a way that doesn't appear to be self-serving, in other words, it's not marketing or salesy, people are more likely to trust you and believe you and even like you. It just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
We all love to be around people who are super knowledgeable, but operate from a place of giving versus asking and taking. And once you've developed a relationship with someone, people are very likely to say, what do you have that I can buy? Do you have any products or services? I'd like to hire you. I'd like to get your stuff. It's just a natural pattern of relationship building. So the basic idea behind the 10-10-4 is I had a lot of objections when I started internet marketing and doing video marketing specifically because people would say, I don't like the way I look. I'm not comfortable on camera. I don't know what I'd talk about. I have no idea how to create stories and scripts. And I thought, well, hell, why don't we just come up with a simple formula that people can follow step by step? And here's the way it works. I say to them, and I might do it with you right now. I'd say, hey, Dave, now you've been doing this. You've been interviewing people. You also are an expert in SEO, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what are the top 10 questions that you get asked all the time? Maybe give me 3 of them. What are the top ones?
Yeah. How do you get to the top of the search engines is probably one of the first ones. Also, then there's a lot of questions in regards to myths that you get, like, blog farms, are they a good strategy? Or, what's a good strategy for getting particular rankings? Some of the other questions that we get, how do you build your own network of sites? Questions like that.